And so to begin this afternoon, I will start by saying thank you very much for your continued patience with us, as we did begin a little bit behind time. For those of you who are joining us via Zoom, we did have a bit of a crisis locally that caused some excessive traffic and a few hindrances that may have slowed things down. But as we say in show business, the show must go on. And this afternoon, it is my absolute pleasure to act as your MC today. My name is Annita Williams, and while some of you may know me from television for the TTT Media Network or from their urban radio networks as well, this afternoon it is an honor to simply usher in the conversation about something that is long overdue. Now, before we begin that process, we must acknowledge the presence of course, many of our featured speakers and specially invited guests. So we'd like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Annita Montoute, who will be joining us at the lectern, along with Dr. Anthony Peter Gonzalez, Madam Alexia Machado, Dr. Roy McCree, and of course, our performers and guests via Zoom as well. Special acknowledgement of our internationally invited guests who are online this afternoon. So Professor Hari Haran Sitaram, the Director of the Office of Graduate Studies and Research, Kamal Osborne, representative of the Alma Jordan Library in UWI, and Ms. Unika Omwale, the Norman Jovan Library as well, joining us online. Good evening to all. Welcome, and once more, thank you. And I say thank you not just because your time and your energies, your mind and your presence are very much what we are grateful for, but also because, as mentioned, this is a discussion that ought to have happened a very long time ago. I always know time in using the summary of Dr. Gordon herself when she says live music events are synonymous with fun, but seldom associated with international trade. And to embark upon this discussion is quite the feat. So in advance, or should I say, yes, in advance, congratulations to you, Dr. Gordon, for beginning this discussion, for the academic work put behind it, and for educating, enlightening, and at least starting the conversation. Now, to do a much better job of that than I ever will, we will move right into our very first speaker. Because this afternoon, as well as hearing perspectives, opinions, and even parts of the books, we also look forward to some performances and entertainment, because we can't talk about culture and not partake of it. So without further ado, we'll now welcome to the lectern our very first speaker to give opening remarks, Dr. Annita Montoute of the Interim Director of the Institute of International Relations here at UWI St. Augustine. Please join me in welcoming her.
Thank you, Ms. Annita Williams, Master of Ceremonies. Professor Hari, Director, School of Graduate Studies and Research, the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine Campus. Dr. Lisa Gordon, author of International Trade and the Music Industry, Live Music Services from the Caribbean, and PhD graduate of the Institute of International Relations. Dr. Anthony Peter Gonzalez, former Interim Director and Senior Fellow of the IIR. Madam Alexia Machado, Head of the International Office, ISCID-CO International Business School, Calais, France. Dr. Roy McCree, Senior Fellow at the Sir Arthur Lewis Institute of Social and Economic Studies, St. Augustine Campus, UWI. Dr. Lancelot Cowie, Honorary Professor attached to the Latin American Studies Program at the IIR. Professor Starr from the Faculty of Life Sciences. Mr. Kamu Osborne, representative of the Alma Jordan Library at the UWI St. Augustine Campus. Ms. Unika Omwale, head of the Norman Govan Library at the IIR. Performing artists, Sister Jahaya from Guadeloupe and Toyana. Carlo from Trinidad and Tobago. Colleagues from the St. Augustine Campus and wider UWI faculty, family, the family of Dr. Lisa Gordon. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is an honor and a pleasure to bring greetings and warm welcome to you on the occasion of the launch of the book, International Trade and Music Industry, Live Music Services from the Caribbean, authored by Dr. Lisa Gordon. It is good to see all of you. Thank you for your support of Lisa and the IIR. In keeping with the mandate of the Institute of International Relations, we host various kinds of events intended to promote discussion and exchange of ideas and on various issues of relevance to international relations of the Caribbean and regional development. The diversity of issues on which we engage through these events highlight, among many things, the multidisciplinary nature of the IIR's work and its ability to bridge the gap between theory, policy, and practice. The title of the book being launched today and the many spheres it covers bear testament to the fact that the work of the IIR is both interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary in nature. These initiatives are sometimes held collaboratively with both individuals, authors, scholars, and practitioners, as well as organizations, research and policy bodies, national and regional governmental and non-governmental organizations. These events include diplomatic dialogues in our diplomatic dialogue series, delivered by ambassadors and high-level officials, special guest lectures, research and policy seminars, book launches, and just recently we've hosted and we've launched or relaunched, I would say, our Spanish Latin American Forum under the guidance of Dr. Lancelot Cowie, who have just joined us. Importantly, these events promote the Institute's public presence, generate knowledge, and advance the policy relevance of its work. On this occasion, we are honored to collaborate with our very distinguished alumna, Dr. Lisa Gordon, on the launching of her book. Dr. Gordon is the 46th of 38 PhD awardees from the IIR since its founding in 1966. The first PhD was obtained in 1992 by Dr. Keith Nurse, whose current area of specialization is incidentally cultural industries. His PhD was not on that area, but now this is one of his areas of specialization, interestingly. Since 1992, the IIR has had a constant annual flow of PhD awardees, with several in 1 year. In some instances, for example, there were 4 PhDs in 2005, 3 in 2017, 5 in 2018, and 3 in 2022, with Lisa being one of them. On this note, I wish to congratulate Dr. Gordon on this remarkable achievement, publishing her book within 1 year of obtaining her PhD. We also commend you, Dr. Gordon, for doing so with Routledge, a top-tier and leading academic publisher. We are honored that you have chosen to partner with us to launch your publication. As I end, I would like to welcome everyone again and wish you a fruitful and enjoyable event. Thank you very much.